Okay. Sometimes it's worth reminding ourselves that A, the cruelty is the point, and B, the hypocrisy is the point, even if it's unintentional, when it comes to red hat wearing voters. Okay, let's have a look. MAGA turns on Amy Coney Barrett for siding with starving children. So this was the Supreme Court decision. So I'm sure you guys know about it, but I'm just going to go over it quickly. They cancelled the USAID funding for, and they had also cancelled funding for projects that have already been done and are already set up. Like, for example, all of that peanut butter that's in the warehouses or whatever it is that's waiting to go over to Africa to help starving people, because one spoon of peanut butter can sustain a person for like a week or something crazy. So things like that were on hold, and I think it was a state judge, I can't remember which one, said no, I'm blocking this, and Trump's guys decided to take it. Okay, let's take it to the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court says yes, we can carry on and block it, then we carry on and block it. However, was it the two female justices? They sided with the three liberal justices, so it was 5 against 4, meaning that Trump and his administration now have to pay. No, you have to pay for especially things that have already been done, and especially things like, for example, the peanut butter that is just ready and sitting there and waiting to go. All of those things. And I guess, some people are not happy about it. Let's have a look. Amy Coney Barrett was a DEI appointee. Laura Loomer. I mean, the irony of a woman calling another woman a DEI hire. Babe, we're all DEI. Like, literally, you got a set of these and one of them, you're DEI, all right? Laura Loomer wrote after Coney Barrett sided with justices against allowing Trump to withhold $2 billion in life-saving foreign aid. Okay, so in February, District Judge Amir Ali ruled that Trump administration must pay the $2 billion in life-saving foreign aid already promised under existing contracts. Those contracts were already in place. The stuff was already in motion. This is stuff that has been promised. The stuff's got to go. A promise is a promise is a promise. You backstabbing arsewipe. Oh, here's the tweet. See? This is, then I don't have to go on X. Somebody else can just put it in the thing for me and I don't have to click on X. Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's her and her family. She's got adopted children. Cool. Amy Coney Barrett was a DEI appointee, white nationalist influencer. I like the Jezebel. Just says it as it is. Laura Loomer tweeted on Wednesday alongside a photo of Coney Barrett and her family, including her adoptive children who are black. The racist stuff... I like this kind of journalism, right? The racist subtext couldn't have been more obvious given everything we know about Loomer's rabidly bigoted... Okay, Jezebel, you go for it. Another far-right influencer, Paul A. Sipula, called Barrett's decision to side with the Liberal justices disgraceful. He also called her a bad SCOTUS nominee. Charlie Cook replied, looking that way. Oh, looking that way as in it's looking like she's a bad SCOTUS nominee. I love how it's like it's looking that way because it looks like she's starting to disagree. Just the blatant obviousness of a good nominee to them is just someone who says yes, regardless of whether it serves the people, regardless of whether it's better for the country, maybe even regardless of whether it's better for literally them, Charlie Kirk and Paul Sipula or whatever. It's just about agreeing with Trump. Do you know who they probably... I was going to say, do you know who they think would make a good one? Caroline Leavitt, right? The press secretary. Because she, like, that woman... I mean, she's going to get absolutely torn apart because she's not going to live out. She's not going to make it through the entirety of this. She'll eventually do something that they don't like, especially being a woman as well. So... I love that just her entire agenda, though, is like to not actually be a press secretary, but to just... agree with and reiterate and almost sometimes get confused and angry about why won't you just agree with Trump. I find that fascinating about her. She gets quite annoyed and pissed off sometimes about like, why do you keep asking me these questions? Why do you keep this? Why are you so obsessed with X, Y, and Z? Why won't you just agree with him? This is what he said he's doing. It's better for the country. Why won't you just listen to me? But what I find interesting about it is the fact that these are also the same people that are so avidly pro-life. Right? Now, yes, most likely pro-life when it's a white family and a white child, a white Christian family and a white Christian child. Yeah, white Christian straight family child white Christian straight traditional nuclear family values kind of thing, small town mindset as I like to call it. That's probably the one that they care about the most. However, they still do care even when it's not that. But when the kids are born, even if it is kids in another country, what are you complaining about? You're complaining about the fact that you don't want to give it to another country to feed their starving children, but neither do you actually want to take care of the starving children in your own country. No, no. We only care about the pregnancy for some reason. What's the obsession with pregnancy? Because you can't even say, but it's the miracle of God and this. Yeah, but then obviously when the kid's born, it's still a miracle, isn't it? That one never makes any sense to me. So yeah, I just find it interesting how it's, I mean, again, the cruelty is the point for some of them, but I think for the majority of them as well, the hypocrisy is the point. Not intentional, because the hypocrisy is the point to the extent that obviously until it affects them, and like they have to take care of a starving child, or they have to have an abortion, or they have some kind of tricky situation when it comes to life-saving care or aid or something like that. It's going to be a very different story, isn't it? It only matters when it matters to me. You carry on in your crazy little world. You must spend 90 to maybe 100% of your time in perpetual fear and anxiety of not being righteous or close to God or demonstrative of your faith and belief in God/Trump or something like that, And then the rest of us are just walking around looking at bugs, playing video games, listening to my favourite music, and I have my beliefs and my morals and my ethics, and I love to stand up for them, and no, this is what's right, and let's stand up for the little guy and help everyone in the world, you know what I mean? And I'm just not walking around in all of this fear and hate and disgust and distaste and all of those things. I get to just sort of be happy. Don't they just want to be happy? No, that's why they don't want anyone else to be happy. I'm not happy. I don't like seeing other people getting stuff and it making them happy when I am not being made happy first. So no, I don't want anyone else to be happy. Oh, starting to make sense.